Hello, how are you doing? Oh man, I recorded this whole video and it all went kaputzy. Well, okay, this is Dustin Stur's Mavrick right here. And he had a problem, which everybody does, with this mechanism, this rotating mechanism. Everybody's got problems with this. This is previously modified. I took it out and I still had rotational problems. And right now, I'm trying to figure out how to reduce the amount of Teflon I threw on here because it's dragging a little. Yeah, it is. So, okay, there we are. And I'm going to take it down. I'd say not that much. He-Man. There it is. And I'm going to take the rest of this and I'm going to pull it to the side over. Make sure this is flat because you don't want Teflon seals to be uneven. Okay. It is impregnated with a little bit of lithium grease. Okay. Now I'll put it over here. Let me re-explain a bunch of things that got, well, unexplained because the video wasn't exactly recording like I thought it was. Mavericks have several problems. Number one, you got a very small amount of area on a Maverick. You can only do so much with it. Orange Modworks only stocks a 6 kilogram spring. They don't stock an 8 or 10 or anything crazy. And your trigger catches, forget about getting them in aluminum or anything exotic. Number two, this always wears out. And everybody always puts the wrong kind of grease. Hasbro included, in my opinion, puts the wrong kind of grease on it. It ends up making something that wears down. Now, that makes, in my opinion, a little bit of, how would you say, planned obsolescence. So you take this trigger off of here, and there it is. So I'm modding this gun form, but it's just more of a freshen up. Now, why would I do that? This is one of my most hated guns in the world. Anybody who knows me knows I really don't like strong arms or Mavericks or Spectres. They just don't ring for me. They're uninspiring. Okay, you only got 6 rounds, and then on top of that, it's a shoddy 6 rounds at best. And not only is it a shoddy 6 rounds at best, but it's not really that moddable. I will say something though, the strong arm out of the box, I like it. It's good. Now here's the problem with this. You got to take this back that holds this whole back part right here, and you've got to literally just, you got to have it perfectly in there. Now, I know what a lot of you guys are going to say. I hear it already. You don't have to type it. I know. Well, why aren't you just taking the one off of your old one that you had barely any wear and tear off of and just throw it on that side? It's a customer gun. The customer has sentimental value because it has little marks on it from playing HVZ. This is his first gun he was at HVZ, and it's got that little J on there. It's got J, and then the other side has an S. And since I care about sentimental value, and I love the idea of actually having customers, I basically am just going to just mod it. Now, here's the problem with this gun. There it is right there. There it is. You see that little detent right there? That hooks the trigger? This always wears out. This little part always wears out. This part over here is pretty sturdy, but the other parts aren't. The things I don't like on Nerf guns, and there are quite a few Nerf guns that use rotational mechanisms, is definitely rotating cams. They're plastic. So how can they be any good? Why don't they start making them out of polycarb or something good? Well, polycarb is not material that they do most of their toys with, and you got to understand, this is made in like toy factories. And toy factories, well, let's just say that they're not going to go exotic, they're not going to go composite, they're not going to do all these things. Nerf guns are still toys. Now, here's this one, and there's that one. That's profoundly better. I know you can't see it from here, but it's profoundly better. I threw 4 pennies in the 4K spring. You can just go out and get a 6 kilogram Orange Modworks spring. But why bother? I can think of way better things to do with an Orange Modworks spring. If I'm going to order something from Orange Modworks, believe you me, it's going to be something good. Okay, so when you put this back, you have to have this on here. This is a gun you don't want to take everything apart because you don't want to lose this magazine. Well, not magazine, sorry. This cylinder detent right here. one thing at a time with this gun. One thing. Just hop it between here. Okay, and seriously, I'm not kidding. Don't try to take on the world. One thing at a time. Work in areas. The areas of this gun to work on. Trigger, spring, rotator, cylinder. One at a time. Do not take the whole thing apart at once, or you will be sorry. You'll have a very hard time figuring out how you got it back together, and you will have a very, very hard time making it work. Okay? Let's see here. I want to make sure that I have everything. So how have I been lately? A little stressed out. Just a lot of work with Humans vs. Zombies. A few little customer orders here and there. You know, family issues. Just stuff. It's just not easy being a person anymore. It just isn't too many people or something. Some notion like that. One day they're just not going to let us get past 30, and they're going to put these like diamonds on our hands, and when they start glowing, they're going to hunt us down. And I know I've heard that somewhere before. Oh, that's right, Logan's Run, of course. You know, and I actually went looking for that movie the other day. I did not find it. I mean, are they trying to keep it from our youth? Wonder. Okay, so there it is right there. Work on one thing at. Oh man, look how much better that is. Look how much better that is. Now, what I did on here is I took this rearward part out. Okay, I took the cylinder out. Actually, now that I got this together, I'll just show you. Okay, pop this. Okay, I took this cylinder out, and I took out the pole pieces on it and the cylinders, but I took out the air restrictors. See, you can see that light through there. Ooh, look carefully. Ooh, there it is. There it is. Yep, there it is. I took it out, and I took out the pole pieces and that, so it has a little bit better fire. It also is good. I'll tell you what's good for the Maverick. It doesn't necessarily make the gun a hot rod. Blaster a hot rod. Sorry, I keep doing that. It's my gunsmithing days. I can't help it. But I've been called on it several times in forums not to call a Nerf blaster a gun. Call it a blaster. Okay, and I've been trying very hard. Old habits die hard. Everybody knows that. And you know, it makes it so that you don't have to have them all the way in. A lot of times with the Mavericks I see in battles is that people don't put them all the way back in. Now here's the piston right here. I've got some Teflon around it. I've got some lithium grease. Let's put one more on there just to be kosher. And I've got that right there. There it is. Okay. So with that, and you take that, you throw that in here. You line this groove up with that groove. Okay, you make sure it slides back and forth and it stays straight. Okay, that's your big thing. All right. Then you want to take this little puller here, and you want to there's a little backward spring right here. Okay, you want to make sure that that's on there. Otherwise, you got no way to backtrack it. Okay, you gotta go the other way to do what I just did, and grab it. Go right ahead. Okay, there it is. There it is. Look at that. See it? Voila. Okay. Olay. There you are. What the hey? Get drunk and it's okay. Well, actually, don't get drunk and it's okay unless you're my age. Now, there's a little thing right here that this has got to fit in. Okay. So I'm going to make sure that the cylinder head is in there. Okay. And this keeps it from flying back. Now, next thing you got to worry about is this stirrup right here. If you put too powerful of a spring on here, you'll break the detent that's right here and forget about getting this thing to fire right again. It just won't. Okay? You've got your trigger catch spring right here. A standard one should be fine for this gun. Okay? You've got your 4K Mavrick spring. Take it from the front to the back. Push it in like so. If you throw that off, it's okay. Just reposition it. You will be fine. Okay? Again, make sure that that's in the plastic up here. Otherwise, you're gonna have a lot of problems getting a good air seal on this, which the air seal on it already is marginal at best. You can see that it moves around a lot. A lot of guys try to stretch the springs and do stupid things. I wouldn't. And there you are. Put 4 pennies back there. There you have it. Okay. Take it. Make sure that's down. Make sure that's down. Take it. Close this side up. Right here. Get the grips first, because your grips actually have a lot of, yeah. And then just press it all together. Don't cock it or do anything yet. Nothing yet. The first one you want to get is the trigger catch screw right here. Okay? The one closest to the trigger and the trigger catch. That's your first one. Okay? Your next one you want to get is this one up here, which is above the spring retainer. You always want to secure where the main springs are first on any Nerf gun. Now this gun is not a water powerful gun, but in order to have potential to really be a water powerful gun. Is it a little hot in Redondo Beach right now? Yeah, it is a little. Not really hot, but just humid, you know. After that, you can put the other side of the slide back on there. I know on Castile Angel, on his master key that he used to Mavrick on, he actually sawed this off, sawed all this off, and made it so it's upside down like that. It's pretty cool. He put it on his long shot actually. Another one I have a problem with is, okay, guns, blaster, long strike, long shot. God, I have such issues with just, yeah, things that are not exactly homonyms, but, you know, it's just my language. Treats it like a homonym. It's not good. Okay, so, top screws, top screws, top screws. What things I wish Nerf would do different? Let me take this apart and put it back together. Things I wish that Nerf would do different on their guns. They've been getting a lot better about a lot of things. They have, okay, but there are things I don't like. Number one, rotating cams. If you're gonna make a rotating cam, make it as something like Derwent or nylon 6 or something tough. Gotta take this apart again. Ooh. Wanna know why? Got a few screws. Don't. Oh no, those are off of mine. Never mind. No, I don't. Those are off of. That's off of my side. Yeah. Okay. Don't make them out of ABS. I see too many of these things being made out of ABS. The Hailfire, for example. One reason I got rid of it is I didn't like the rotating cam on it. Some people had better ones, and some people had worse ones. Some people did well with it, some people didn't. But in general, you've got 8 magazines, and you know people are loading them with 12s and 18s. They're not sticking with the standard 6. And I know why Nerf did that, so that they can say, well, we said we can use 18, but it's really made for 6ers. You know? That's number one. Number two, some of the stuff's really flimsy. Like, for example, the darts lately. Those Mega Elite darts. I swear, man. Ooh, that's nice. I'm gonna go out and test that out. I would say that's probably doing about stock Elite right there. Maybe a little more or a little less. When I first took this out, when I had too many windings on it, it was doing about 5 call spaces flat. That's not bad for a Nerf gun. For a Nerf, you know, non-elite or an N-Strike that only has a few little pennies to give it these springs more oomph. Not bad. Now here is also the holster I threw in it. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. Aha. Oh, you can see that. There it is. So this is a 3-point locking holster. And what this is made to do is it's made to sit there and basically at a moment's notice if you need to grab it. It's harder to put in, but it's easier to pull out, as you can see. But for HVZ, where we may have to very quickly grab a secondary, I think it's a good invention. So, Justin, here's your gun. There it is. I worked on it. Long video, but there you are. I'll see you on Saturday. I'll be 5 for the gun and 5 for the holster, and I made it on your belt that is specially made for pandas. Pandas! See ya. Peace.